this tutorial, we will create an app that shows how to schedule and manage local notifications. The app will also give the user the option to delete the scheduled notification. To create a notification, we click on the Add Local Notification button, and then we type in the name for the notification or the event. I'll just type in wash the car, a date for the notification, 10th of January 2024, and the time for the notification, 8:21 p.m. And then to schedule the notification, just click on schedule. And then to view the list of all notifications, you can click on the notification list button. And then we can also click on the remove button to remove the notification from the list. But now we just see how the notification will appear when the timer event is executed for the notification. So it should be executed in about 30 seconds from now. As you can see, the notification was executed and displayed on the screen. So now that the notification has been executed, it's no longer in the notification list. But to delete a notification, I'll create another one to show you how to delete it. Just call this testing. Assign another time to it. Click on schedule. Notification list. So to delete this notification, you can just click on the remove button. And as you can see, the notification has been removed from the list. And we can add more notifications if we wanted to. Learn more Swift. And another one. Learn more SwiftUI. And then if you click on the notification list, you'll see that the two notifications that we added, they're in the list, and you can delete any one of the notifications. Just click on remove, and then it's deleted. Click on the final notification to remove it, and now it's deleted. So this is the application that we're creating in this tutorial. Within your SwiftUI project, open your app file. I named my file local notification tester app. So whatever you called yours, just open it and then import user notification. And then on line 13, add the following variable, which is the app, UI, application, delegate, adapter, private, var, app, delegate, app delegate. And the purpose of using app UI application delegate adapter is to incorporate a custom app delegate into the SwiftUI application so that we can use the traditional app delegate that's in UI kit. So to use the traditional app delegate that's in UI kit, we need to create a class It's called app delegate. So class app delegate UI responder UI application delegate UI UN user notification center delegate and the purpose of that line is to request the notification and to perform authorization and to set up the notification. And then the next thing we need to do is to add a function called func application UI application did finish launching with options, launch options, open bracket, UI application dot launch, launch option keys, any question mark equals nil. And this method will return a boolean. Next thing we need to do is to add a observer. So when the application becomes active, it will try to retrieve any notifications and display those notifications within the notification list. Notification center dot default add observer. Cell you need to create a selector to reset the badge. And then you need to type in UI application did become active. You become active notification. And then for the object, you can type in nil. I think there's an error, line 25, notification center, default, bot, add, observer. cell, selector. Oh, this is because we haven't implemented reset badge. So we need to implement reset badge afterwards. Next thing we need to do is to set the delegate for the UI notification center to handle all the notifications. So we do that now. New a user notification center dot current dot delegate equals self. Return true. Next thing we will do is to add our reset badge function. So this app objc function reset badge. UI application dot shared dot application badge number equals to 0. So the badge number is reset to 0. Next thing we need to do is to implement the user notification will present method. So just type in func user notification will present, and we're using the one which includes a closure or completion handler, this one here, with completion handler. And then the next thing we need to do we need to add the completion handler. So that the completion handler will return these values, which are banner dot sound and dot badge. So when the notification has been executed on the application icon, you will see the banner, the sound, and the badge. Now, you'll see the badge on the icon of the application, and you'll hear the sound within the application. And then the next thing we need to do, let's just compile it, just to make sure it's correct. It's compiled. So the next thing we need to create is we need to create a class that's called to do. So create a new SwiftUI, create a new Swift file. and call it to do. And then type the following: public class to do. And the to do class handles or includes the title of the notification, and we also need to add a unique ID for each to do within the list. So to create a unique ID, we just use the UUID. And use the UUID string property. Each to do also needs a minute that includes the actual time and the hour of the to do, the day when the to do should be shown on the screen, and the month and the year. The next thing we need to do is to create a computed property, which is called date. And the purpose of the computed property, it will create the date and return the created date back to the calling routine. Var date let current year equals calendar dot current dot component year from date. So to create the current date, it's just using the date function within Swift. And then now, to create our own date. No, I mean, on line 21, I explained that incorrectly. On line 21, it's getting the year part of the date, which is the current date. So if it's today, the 10th of January, 2024, it's just putting the 2024 part and assigning the 2024 part into the current year. And now we need to construct our date. So to do that, we need to create another method called private function create date. And this method will accept the following parameters: year, month, which is int, day, int, hour, int, and minute, which is int. And this function will return a date. To construct our date, we need to use the date component class. So we create a new instance of date component by entering the following: var component equals to date component And now we can construct and assign each element of the date with the passing parameter values. The components dot year is equal to the year that we passed in here. So that's equal to that. Components dot month is equal to month. Components dot day is equal to day. And components dot hour is equal to hour. Components dot minute is equal to minute. Components dot second is equal to second, because we're not using seconds, so we're just assigning it to 0. Let calendar equal to calendar dot current, and then we will just return the date, calendar dot date from the components that we just constructed. And then just add false unwrapping there. But really, that should be safe unwrapping. On line 22, we need to return the constructed date that we created on line 26 using the create date function. Return create date, and then that will be for the year. If the year hasn't been supplied, then just use the current year that we retrieved here on line 21. And then for the month, if a month hasn't been supplied, just enter 01 for the current month. And if a day wasn't supplied, just supply 01 for the current day. If the hour wasn't supplied, then just supply 00. And if the minute wasn't supplied, then just supply 00 for the minute. So there's always a value. And then this part, it won't never crash. But it's always best to use safe unwrapping anyway, like something like that, and then construct your own date. But it's similar to what we're doing here anyway. I'll just compile it just to make sure it's compilable. Compiled. So the next thing we need to do is we need to open our content view, and then within our content view, we need to add the following state variables, which are app state, bar is add notification view presented, we add notification view presented equals false. The view hasn't been presented as yet. At state private var show notification list. That should be a T, like G. Show notification list, which is the fourth. The next thing we need to do is within your VStat, delete everything within your VStat, and also delete the padding, and then we need to add a button, and then within that button click event we need to toggle the boolean variable, which is add notification view presented, is add notification view presented, but toggle. So the toggle just changed it from true to false and vice versa. And then for the caption of the button, we need to add this text, add local notification, and then we just need to style the button font dot headline plain max width dot infinity. And the purpose of using dot plain open bracket max width dot infinity is so that all the buttons will be the same size and the same width. Padding dot background blue dot foreground is white dot corner radius 10 dot padding 20. And now after line 27 we need to type in sheet $sign is presented, and then just assign our at notification view presented variable, and then just type in the following, which is to add, just type in add local notification view with local notification view, because that's what we need to do later. And then we need to create another button. So to create the other button, and just copy and paste what we've done previously, and then just change some of the properties around. So just paste the new button right after line 30, and then this button text should be notification list. And then I think everything else just stays the same. And then for this comment, we need to rename it as notification list view. So if I run it now, you should see two buttons on the screen with the labels. I'll just run it now. Just compiling at the moment. As you can see, these are the two buttons, but nothing happens at the moment because we haven't implemented the code for the views that we need to create, which is add local notification view and the notification list view. So next week we will start to implement those two views. This is the second part of the local notifications tutorial in SwiftUI. Today we'll create the notification class, and the purpose of the notification class is to assign a notification with a title, the badge, the year, month and date of the notification, and to trigger the notification in the background and in the foreground. So that's what we're doing today. Within your project, add a new class and name the class My Local Notification. Select a Swift file and save it as My Local Notification. Import user notification. Create the class that's called My Local Notification. This class will have one method, and the name of that method is called Schedule Local Notification. The function schedule local notification. And this method will accept a to-do object as a parameter. The next thing we need to do is to create a new instance of the mutable. We need to create a new instance of the unmutable notification content. So we need to type in notification content equals UN mutable notification content. And then type in notification content dot title. So this is the title of the notification. Notification content dot body equals to do dot body. to-do.title. The to-do class is the class that we created last week. We cannot find type to-do in scope. The O that should be, the D should be a capital D and a little O. Next thing we need to do is to set the notification sound to the default. You can just type .default if you want to, or you can just type in UN notification sound.default. So it's up to you. This way it's more readable because you know that it's coming from UN notification class, but another way it can be hard to read sometimes. I think it's this way. Next thing we need to do is to assign a badge number to the notification. So we will just hard code it to 1. So each time when there's a notification, it always will display 1. Even if there's 10, it will display 1. We could do it another way so it dynamically gets the count of the notification. Maybe we can do that another time. So if there's 10 notifications, this would be 10. But that's another tutorial. So we just assign it to 1 for now. Let component equals calendar dot current dot date components and then we need to pass in following array, which is dot year, comma, dot month, dot day, dot hour, dot minute. From to do dot date. On lines 25 is just extracting the date component from the to-do.date. So it just extracts the year, month, day, and hour from this object to do and the property date. The next thing we need to do we need to create a trigger. So just type in let trigger equals UN calendar notification trigger date matching components repeats false. Line 27 It creates a calendar-based trigger and then extracts the date components. And the purpose of the trigger is so that the notification can be executed in the foreground and in the background. So it's executed when the application is in use, and when the application is not in use, you will still see the notification. So if the application is closed, you will still see the notification. You'll see the notification alert and the badge number on the application, which is the notification. Let request equals UN notification request. It's the one with the identifier we need to select. And as it states here, this will be used to schedule the notification. For the identifier, to type in to-do dot unique ID. For the content, type in notification content. That includes all of these properties between lines 17 and 23, or between line 25 and 23. That's all the notification content. And then for the trigger, just type in trigger. I'll just compile it just to make sure there's no errors. The next thing we need to do is to get the notification settings from the current notification center. We'll type in UN user notifications. Notification center dot current dot get notification notification settings and then now we're inside the closure. And type in dispatch. I think there's an error somewhere. Get notification settings. Let me type that again. Get notification settings. Settings in. I can delete that one. I'll just compile it again. Yeah, that seems like it's the right format. So to get the notification settings and to check If it's authorized, we need to be on the main thread. So just type in dispatch, dispatch queue, .main, .async. If settings .authorize status is equal to .authorize, so if the application is authorized to perform the notification, then add the notification request to the notification center. I type in UN user notification center dot current dot add request. Error. So what this is doing on lines 37, if we're authorized to interact with the notification center, that means the notification that we created that can be like stored within the notification center current. So we pass the request, which is the one on line 29 that includes the trigger and all of the information within the notification. So we pass that and we add it onto the collection of the notification center. So that way we can store more than one notification within the notification center. If let error is equal to error, if there's any errors, just display it within the print statement. Only for testing purposes, error, scheduling, local notification. Error dot notification. Local description, I mean. Else, there's no errors. We will just display local notification scheduled successfully. On lines 35, this is what it does if the notifications have been authorized. If the notifications have not been authorized, we need to implement an else statement. The else statement we need to do on lines 46. Just compile it, just make sure it's formatted correctly with that else. We can now continue with the else statement. So it wasn't granted. We need to type in UN user notification center dot current dot request authorization request authorization, no, not the handler, which is one request authorization, one with options, and then we need to do what we've done earlier. We need to pass dot alert dot sound and dot badge. Granted error in, and now it does another test if granted what we need to do, because it was granted this time, when it done another check within a condition, we need to do what we done earlier. Really, it should be within a reusable method. So we need to copy everything from lines 37 to 44. Paste it within the granted if condition. And then we need to delete one of these brackets. Just delete the one on line 61. I'll just format this so it's a little bit easier to read. So we need another else statement that will be an else if, and we apply that on line 63. Else if let error, if there's an error, any errors to do with the notification, creating it, or authorizing it, then display this message. Error requesting notification authorization. Error.localized description. Compile it again. It seems like we're missing a bracket. So the one that I just deleted about a minute ago, I just put it back in. So just apply a bracket anywhere after line 67, and then compile it again. And use another bracket. Next week, we will connect the my local notification class to the add, add local notification view that we'll be creating next week. So the add local notification view will enable the user to interact with the application and to assign their notifications, their to-dos, their events, their calendar events, their reminders. So that's what we're doing next week. Today, we will add a UI to enable the user to schedule their notification by assigning a title, date, and time. Within your SwiftUI project, add the following view. Select SwiftUI view and save it as add local notification view. And now we need to create a few at-state variables. After lines 10, enter the following: at-state private bar event name, string, at-state private bar selected date, at-state private bar selected time, date, at-state private bar is notification scheduled equals false. At environment dismiss bar dismiss. The dismiss environment is to hide or unload the current view. And now on line 19, delete the following: add a VStack, text, event name, font, title, foreground color, primary, text field, enter event name, text event name. So because we're using a text field, we need to bind the event name to the text field. And how we bind it is by using the $, padding, background, color, UI color, UI color dot system gray, system gray 5 dot corner radius is 10 dot padding horizontal. Now we need to add the date and time pickers for select date and select time. Type in date picker, select date, selection, selected date, display components. We want to display a date because it's the date picker. To enable the user to select a date, dot date picker style compact dot padding. And the next picker is for the hours and minute. So I'll just copy what we just done. And this one is called select time. And it'll be selected time. And this will be hour and minute. What we need to do now is to add a button to enable the user to schedule a notification. I type in button, open bracket action, and then just type in this comment because we need to create a method as well. Schedule local notification. Self.dismiss. And then type in text, schedule notification, dot font, dot headline, dot padding, dot background, split, dot foreground, white, dot corner radius is 10, and then type in dot disable is notification scheduled. So what this will do, on line 50, if the notification is scheduled already, it will disable the button. Next thing we need to do is to add the method, which is called schedule local notification. So I just copy that. And then I just create the new method. Anywhere after line 53, private func schedule local notification. So to schedule the local notification, we need to create an instance of my local notification class that we created last week. Let my notification equals my local notification. Let to do is equal to do. To do title is equal to event name. To do unique ID is equal to UUID, UUID.string. The event name is the event name that we entered on lines 25 using the bindable string. And then on line 59, it generates a unique identifier for the to-do. Next thing we need to do is to get the current date from the calendar. We'll type in let calendar equals calendar dot current. Let date component equals calendar date components. So we need to add the year dot month dot day from the selected date. So the date that we retrieve from the date picker, now we're trying to extract the year, month and date to build up our own date using date components. That should be dot day, not dot date, dot day. And we need to do a similar thing for the time. So this variable is called time component, and this will be dot hour and minute. Selected time to do dot yeah is equal to date components dot yeah to do dot month is equal to date components dot month to do dot day is equal to date components dot day to do dot hour is equal to date components dot hour to do dot minute is equal to time components dot minute. On line 68, I made a mistake. That should be time components dot hour, not date components. Now that we have created our information that has our notification, we need to pass the notification. We need to pass the to-do object to the notification schedule local notification method. So just type in my notification.schedule local notification and pass the to-do object. So now that we know the notification has been scheduled, we need to assign the boolean is notification scheduled and assign it to true. Now run the application to see if it works or not. Just compiling at the moment. Just checking to see if we missed out anything. Oh yeah, we have to go back to the content view. What's in the content view, we need to make sure that when we click on the add local notification button, that the add local notification view is displayed. So just uncomment it and add the two brackets at the end, as seen in line 29. So I'm just rerunning the application again. For the event name, I'll just type in testing the app. And for the scheduled time, 2 minutes past 6 p.m., which is today's date, January the 17th, 2024. Now I'll schedule it. And let me do it again because I think 2 minutes past 6 has passed that time. So I'll do another one. Let's call it ABC. "3 minutes past 6. And that should work now. So the notification should be ABC when it's 3 minutes past 6. It didn't work. Must have missed out something. The reason why it doesn't work is because we've forgotten to add the scheduled local notification call within add local notification view. So on line 40, we need to comment that out so that it's enabled and then call that function. That's why none of the to-dos were scheduled for the notification. So now I'll run it. And this time, it really should work. For the event, I'll just type in shopping. And for the time, that'll be 5 minutes past 6 p.m. And this time, it should work. It was already 5 past 6, so it's not going to work. So I'll try it again. And put the more Swift. So 6 minutes past 6. Yeah, now it should work. As you can see, the notification works. To do, learn more Swift. And next week, we'll be adding the functionality to enable the user to display a list of all of their notifications that they can cancel by deleting the notification that they want to cancel within a list view. The screen you'll be implementing is the notification list view. So when we click on the notification list button, it displays the view. As you can see, the user has the option to remove or delete unwanted notifications. For example, wash the car can be deleted. And also delete the more SwiftUI. And then if we go back to the notification list view, you'll see that there's only one notification that's in the list now. And this notification is set to be displayed on the 5th of February at 9 a.m. So that is what we're implementing today. Within your Xcode project, create the following notification list view and select SwiftUI as a file. enter the name of the file, which is called notification list view. We can delete the preview if we're not using it in this example. The next thing we need to do on line or after line 10, add an @state variable. @state private var filtered notification. Filtered notifications. And this will be an array of UN notification requests. And also we need to import user notification. So just type in user notifications on line 9. And then we can delete lines 14. We need a navigation view. And then within the navigation view, we will include a list. And the list will include the pending notifications, filtered notifications, ID, /dot identifier, and that makes all the objects in the list unique. Notification in. We need a vstat alignment.leaving spacing 8 text notification dot content dot body dot font headline dot foreground color dot primary. So now we have styled the text element of the notification content.body. The next thing we need to do is to style the date within the list. Format date. A format date function doesn't exist, so we need to create that function now. You can create that function anywhere after line 26. Func format. Func formatted date from trigger UN notification trigger. And that will return a string, which is the date that's been formatted. Guard let trigger equals trigger as UN calendar notification trigger, else return and then On line 30, it checks to see if the trigger is of type UN calendar notification trigger, and then if it is, it will get the trigger and then it does a conversion and then it puts a return value into the trigger variable. But if the trigger is not an actual date-based trigger, or if some error happens, then it will just return NA on this line, line 31. And now we just type in let date equals trigger dot next trigger date. Date. Now it gets the trigger date from the trigger, but if the date doesn't exist, it just assigns and gets the default date and assigns it into the date. This is just for like a bit of error handling and validation, so the application does not crash. And that's why we're doing safe unwrapping. Let date formatter equals date formatter. So create an instance of the date formatter object. Date formatter dot date format equals NNN P YYY HH NNA. On line 37, we're formatting the date. So the date format will be, for example, Jan 1, which is the first, 2023, and the time will be formatted as 01:00 PM, for example. And the time element is here, which is A, that's for the time. And now we can return the formatted date. We just type in return date formatter string from date. I'll just compile it to make sure it's correct. The next function that we need to create is the remove notification function. You can create this anywhere off line 39. Func remove notification with identifier. String. UN user notification dot current remove pending notification by using this identifier. So here we're passing in an array of identifiers, which are notification IDs that we can remove from the notification center. If let index is equal to self filtered notifications dot first index, $0 dot identifier. So now we're looping through the array elements to see if the identifier of the notification object is equal to the identifier that we passed into the function, this function. So if it's found, what should be two equal signs there? So if it's found, then using the index, we need to then delete the notifications, delete that notification from the notifications list. So we just passed in, type in remove, so just a new method of the array. We pass in the index that we want to delete the notification. So that will delete the notification that we selected from the list and then delete it from the user notification center. I'll just compile it now. Compiled, so it's good. The next method we need to create is fetch filtered notifications. And the purpose of this function is to fetch all the pending notifications. Func fetch filtered notification un user notification center dot current dot get pending notifications. We don't need the completion handler. Request in. So now we're inside the closure. And now we need to filter the notifications based on whether it's a trigger date in the future or not. If now first we need to do a let statement, let filtered request equals request dot filter request testing, then it should be request thing. If let trigger equals request dot trigger as UN calendar notification trigger, so what that is doing, it does a check to see if the trigger is date based, if it's the correct date. And then afterwards it'll be checking to see if future dates are triggers as well. So we type in return trigger next trigger date. Date and then what we need to do now is to return true. Then after line 39, we type in self dot filtered notifications equal to filter request. And what that does, it updates the state variable with the filtered list of notifications on this line, line 41. So there's an error on line 32, cannot find request in scope. Request, I spelled it incorrectly. That should be request with an S at the end. It should have an S at the end as well. So on line 30, the request should have an S at the end. And on line 32, the request that should have an S at the end. I'll just compile it now. It's compiled, so that's good. The next thing we need to do is go back to our notification list view on line 21. And then now we can format the date of the notification trigger. So I'm just typing in formatted date from notification dot trigger. There's a bracket in here. There should be 2 brackets, another bracket there, a comma, and then a final bracket at the end. Now we need to style the date by using a font dot subheadline dot foreground color, dot secondary. Next thing we need to do is to create a button so that the user can delete the notifications that they do not want. Remove notifications with notification identifier. And then the button is the caption, which is called remove dot foreground color dot red dot padding 8 dot background color is white dot corner radius 10 dot shadow radius 5 dot frame max width dot infinity alignment dot leading dot list row insets edges, edge inserts. After line 37, enter dot navigation bar title, notification list, dot on appear fetch filtered notifications. Now I'll run it to see if it works or not. I'll click on the notification list, so we should see upcoming notifications, like future notifications. Oh, I've forgotten to update something. Within the content view, you need to change it so that it calls the notification list view. So go within your notification view, on lines 44. Within your content view, open your content view, locate line 44, and change this parameter to be show notification list so that we will show the view. And then the name of the view that we want to show is notification list view. I'll rerun it again now. Okay, there's another mistake, which is the toggle on line 33. That should be show notification list. show notification list. Let's run it again. So now, when I click on the notification list, we should see the future notifications. But it's not there. Or maybe we have to recreate the notification because I'm using a different simulator. Let's try it again. Let's call it Xcode. It's a bit slow now. Call it tester. As you can see now, it displays a list of the notifications. But in the previous example, I was using a different simulator, so it must be saved within that sandbox for that simulator. So now I will stop the simulator and then just rerun it just to make sure it is communicating with the notification center. Yes, it is. As you can see, the notification is there. So let's just see if the notification executes. Yes, it executed. To do and tester at 3 minutes past 10 p.m. on January the 22nd, 2024. You can now remove that notification. Click on the notification list again, and there's no notifications in the list. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.